Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I appreciate you taking out time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Much appreciated in advance. But let's get into it. Now, this particular game I've been waiting a while to do. I wanted to do another game in this series before I did this one, but there's no reason to delay, so let's jump right into it. I want to talk to you about the legendary, the best basketball game ever created, and I say that wholeheartedly. NBA Street Volume 2. Now, this game is what happens when you take the right amount of cultural influence from the street ball game, combine it with the athleticism and the fun and flashiness of the best in the NBA. You know, the soundtrack is amazing. The moves, the way you develop your character, the street legends, like everything about this is great. From the moment you started up, like I just knew coming from NBA Street 1, which was an amazing game in its own right, and pretty much jumped off, at least for me, the EABig era of taking sports games and turning them up to 100 on a scale of 1 to 10 and doing it in the best way possible. We get this, like, you know, just the character customization alone, where you can get all the throwbacks. Like, this was a period time where throwback culture was at its height, so like you wanted to get, you know, all the jerseys. The one thing that the game doesn't really focus on, that they kind of missed a little bit on, is like the minorest of minor pet peeves is, you know, the shoe game is just not 100% there. Like I would like it, but you know, that could have been something they worked out in the third one, but they took a whole different direction, which is a whole nother story, a whole nother day. But like concepts from the first game, such as the game breaker, for example, right? The first game, you know, you fill up the meter, get the game breaker, gives you extra points, takes away points from your opponent. Was great. It was a fun way to do it, and it was very new and inventive. But then NBA Street Volume 2 takes it up to a whole nother level with the Game Breaker 2s, which you can store your original one and then build up to the second bar, and you know, you get this cool cutscene depending on where you are on the court when you activate it. It goes into its own little video with the nostalgic type of lighting to it. So it's like, you know something amazing is about to happen. Just Blaze doing the soundtrack, chef's kiss, every track. You know, I don't know how many people I've met that have told me that this game introduced them to, you know, legendary instrumentals like the Reminisce Over You beat. Like that the Pete Rock beat is just, you know, incredible, but everything just fit. It was like every bit of music, every bit of moves, every bit of basketball, which, again, it still has some of the best basketball, even though it's a arcade type of setting. There's so much depth to the moves, to the strategy. Like there's a lot goes into who you put on your team, you know, how you build your character, which I don't know how many people I know who've built like, you know, 6 different creative players and went through the modes just to unlock everybody. Like I said, contrary to NFL Street 2, where they didn't have any legends besides, you know, Exhibit for some reason. This one has, you know, they have Stretch, who's coming back from the first game, but then you got new people, like they have a woman, Dimes, who's, you know, one of the best defenders in the game, which I thought was really cool. You got new people like Biggie Little and Osmosis, and then you got like Bonafide, who went from, you know, a decent character in the first game to like the man in this one. So it's like it's got its own evolving story and world. It was such an incredible experience. I remember being like so hyped for this game, and it was different back then because of the lack of the internet. Where the internet was a thing, but obviously nowhere near as a big a part of, you know, daily life as it is now. But everybody knowing about this game. This is one of those games that's like an instant greatest hits when it comes out, and you know, it was just phenomenal. I remember just all these different games playing against each other. Me and my cousins like going at it all day, every day. Then I would go to Illinois for the summer, and then me and my cousins out there playing it and going at it, and like all my friends, like, just amazing. There's never a bad moment with this game. Even the story mode, which, you know, can be a little grindy at times, it's still just, you enjoy it. You can customize your move sets, customize your appearance, your skills, just everything. Everything was at your fingertips. It was like this and Def Jam Fight for New York are the pinnacle of, I guess, arcade games, but I call it the EABig era. Like these are the moments that you look back and you're like, yeah, this was it. It got no better than this. And unfortunately for the series, as everything else with EA being involved, it didn't get the proper proper transition into next gen, and then subsequently kind of just phased out of existence. And now it's just something that people talk about in circles, man. Like, you know, I wish they would do another NBA Street. You know, they've tried to do other arcade versions. Obviously, this was coming after the NBA Jam series, NBA Hang Time, NBA Showtime. But after we've gotten like NBA Playgrounds, which is more like NBA Jams, and it's just never going to be able to reach the heights that, you know, this game in particular did. So I had to do something for it, had to talk about it, had to share it with you. You know, who were your favorite, you know, versions of your characters that you made? Who was your favorite team? As far as like, you know, you get to pick up your players after you beat each team. So who was your favorite three-man squad? You know, whether it was a created player and 2 legends, or, you know, I used to run like my character who obviously would be maxed out dunks, so could nobody block my shot. And then I would put somebody in like, you know, Shaq or Wilt to hold down the paint. And I put Stretch out there. You know, I always kept Stretch on my team because, you know, he was the legend from the first game, and, you know, he's just really solid, and you get him super early. So I'd like to hear that from you all. Appreciate you checking out this video. Hope you have fun. Be safe. Peace.